You guys usually kind of score in the first half to kind of get some momentum going. Didn't happen tonight. What kind of happened in the first half to keep you from it, and what flipped in the second half for you?
Yeah, I think, OU did a really good job defending us. They kind of cut out, our kind of play. We're a big flank play team. I mean, a lot of our goals have come from crosses and stuff. So they did a really good job shutting that down. And, that's they played us a lot different than we've seen. So, just at halftime regrouping, I think it was good for us to kind of see a different side and know that, you're not out of it if you don't score in the first half. So I think it was good for us to see that just in these upcoming games because, soccer, you never know what's going to happen. But, we regrouped at halftime, figured out our game plan going in, and we executed. So it was awesome.
After missing most of last year, is it safe to say you got your sea legs under you now?
Yes, I think so. Obviously missing last year was a bummer, but, I think I was really blessed and fortunate to be able to have the spring, kind of get myself figured out, get soccer figured out, just kind of get comfortable back on the field, and now I feel great. So, yeah.
How did it feel to be able to get that goal early or assist on that goal early in the second half, and then right after it be able to kick that home?
It was great. I mean, it's always fun getting to be a part of the goal. Hannah's amazing, captain, seeing fifth year, it's always fun because I know if I can put it in the right spot that she can get it in. So that was really awesome. And then too, being able to capitalize on a PK is awesome. And it was great that they had me take it. And I just knew going up there, just put it in the back of the net. So it's pretty good.
What do you kind of feel changed from that first half to the second half where y'all weren't quite getting the offensive start that I know you guys wanted?
Yeah, I think, we weren't really sure how OU was going to come out and play us. So I think, like we said, just being able to regroup and kind of calm down. And, we were like, one of our big goals going into the second half was let's play our game. Let's put the ball down. We had to switch up a few things, which, like I was saying earlier, I think that was kind of good for us to be able to know in that we don't have to score in the first half, that's okay. Sometimes that's soccer. So just regrouping, but then also it was fortunate that we were able to capitalize early in the half, which I think totally shifted the dynamic of the game back in our favor.
Time for maybe two more.
You've assisted Hannah twice, once last week to beat Texas and once now for that header. Can you talk about your relationship with her?
Oh yeah, my freshman year, me and Hannah had a really good relationship. Like I said, I know if I can put the ball in a honestly decent spot, she's so big in the air, like she's gonna go after and get it. And we do a lot of stuff just off the pitch as well. We're really good friends, and we also do a bunch of stuff like extra work and just kind of figuring that out. But it's been cool to kind of get to experience that and get that connection back a little bit this year.
One last one for Macy. All right, Macy, thank you very much.
Thanks.
Macy will be joining us shortly. We can go ahead and get started. Beforehand, I believe that does tie her high in goals for. It's her second goal in the last 3 matches. Both off the set pieces, of course. Any questions?
So first half, you guys are usually kind of a scoring team. The first half didn't get happen today. What kind of flipped in the second half for you?
I think we just kind of talked about like regrouping, resetting. OU's a pretty good team at pressing and they're really aggressive, so I think we just kind of had to talk about like how we needed to adjust to them, and we just applied the information and broke them down early in the second half, and just like working through the problems that kind of surfaced.
You guys haven't had that kind of, I guess, adversity a lot this year, but how were you guys kind of able to work through that? Do you think that's just kind of the temperament of this team to be able to do that?
Yeah, I definitely think it is. I think we're really like calm under pressure, which is like a really mature thing to have on a team, and we're pretty relentless when it comes to like things not going our way and just like remaining positive and like remaining together, because we have so much trust on our team that we know that we're going to be able to get the job done.
How do you feel that the defense held up, especially considering through maybe not being able to get the offense going and y'all still kept it scoreless there?
Yeah, honestly, like the whole team had good defense tonight. OU, like I said, is a really aggressive team, so we had to win our 1v1 battles, and all around the field, like we were having crosses blocked and shots blocked and just kind of keeping them wide. So, defense was huge for us tonight.
And then, how does it feel to be able to score a couple goals in 3 games, especially? I mean, I know it wasn't like it was last Thursday,
Yeah.
but still being able to do that.
No, it's always like a gift. I feel like for me, and honestly, just like rewarding because I do work at those things, and I would say that heading for me is a strength. So, really, just happy and like blessed to be able to have that show in the game.
Can you talk about, I guess, like the chemistry you have with Macy, because she was able to assist you last week on Thursday
Yeah.
and this week?
Yeah, she's just good. Like, she's just good at serving those balls. I think just like working on it at practice, I kind of know like what the plan is. Like we both do, where she's gonna serve it, and then I just trust that the ball's gonna get there, and then I just like go up and head it. So that may seem a little bit simple, but yeah, I think really just trusting each other that we're gonna get it to where we both need it to be.
And I know we're kind of going back a little bit, but 2 techs is kind of a big moment for you. Where
Yeah.
does that kind of rank throughout your career?
Oh,
like?
top, yeah, first. That was like the best. I think that was my best game here. Like, just like emotions wise, like all of the factors that went into the equation. Like, my whole family was there because my family's from Austin, so they all got to see that live. It was just so amazing and seriously something that I will never forget. So, yeah, top moment for sure.
And I know she didn't score tonight, but I actually think kind of a big piece for what you guys
Yeah,
do
huge.
offensively. What have you kind of seen from her this year as compared to her previous couple of years?
I would like describe her as dominant. Like, she's been obviously producing in the past, but like this year she's so dominant and like holding up the ball is her strength. Obviously she's a goal scoring machine too. So I just feel like she's, like I said, dominating the field and like just getting more and more comfortable about like what she's doing on the field. So yeah, Maddie White screaming.
And then last thing again, what is it about this team that allowed you guys to be able to be in this position that you are, to be kind of the front runners right now?
I honestly just think it's like our commitment to each other. Our teams are just like really big on like having team chemistry and like being close off the field. So I think that really does translate, especially on a girls team. And then just like putting the work in. Like, we really do work really hard and trust each other that everyone's gonna do their job. And just like seeing that translate on the field is just like encouraging for everyone. So yeah, I would just say like teamwork, togetherness.
That work is going to need a 4-0 in the Big 12. So, how do you feel about having that type of start? Something the Techs never had before.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, we're just trying to keep it rolling. We always talk about like the next game is the biggest game for us because we want to remain focused, and I think that our team has done a really good job at doing that. So honestly, it's one game at a time for us, and not really getting caught up in the rankings and like we're enjoying that we're having this great of a start, but honestly we're just trying to keep it rolling and just knowing that we're doing the right things, so just continuing to try to do that.
What are some of the biggest things you are taking from the game tonight into Cincinnati?
I think just like applying the scout information. Each team is different, and obviously Cincinnati's new to the Big 12, so I think just really trusting the coaching staff and like what the scout says, and then applying the information that comes to us, and you know, doing the things that we've been consistently good at.
Anything else for Hannah? Hannah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks. Number
Number 13 for Tom for 10 win seasons. Obviously, we didn't win number 2 tonight. We'll be in the recap, of course. Tech does improve to 10-0-2, 4-0 in Big 12 playoffs, the first time ever. Take questions for Coach Tom.
So, on Dave's behalf, he's sorry for jinxing you for the first half scoring thing, but what was it that flipped for you guys in the second half there?
You know, I think I heard that Hannah said this too. I think, you know, they presented a real big challenge. They tried to take away a lot of the stuff that we've shown to be good at. And so we can't lose our identity and then play in a totally different style. We just had to find different spaces on the field to do our thing. And the spaces they took away were spaces that we like, but they gave us something else. And today it was underneath, and it was back to goal for our forwards. And once we started getting balls through that big gap between their holding mids and their back line, and Ashley and Alex started holding it and bringing our midfield in that way, then the game changed for us. And we were trying to get it done from the sideline. You might have seen that. But the reality is it needed a little halftime chat to get it right. And the girls are very quick at absorbing. And that's been super impressive about this particular team. They're like, okay, fine, yeah, we can play that. We can play that sequence, up, back, and through, or up, back, and wide, or up, back, and anything. was getting us up the field as a team. And so that was one of the keys. Nick had our eights tuck inside, so we get more room on the outside with our dangerous players like Blackburn and Kylie and Elise. So those were really our 2 halftime adjustments, and we just found new places to play and got them in that way.
How big is it? I mean, you can go on about how important Hannah is for you, but to have someone like that can provide in so many different aspects for you, to be able to have her come through like that for you.
Yeah, I mean, she's that kid, right? She's her, I guess, as you would say. She plays great defense for us. She's our leader, our captain, and she's won 3 games for us now: Arizona State, Texas, and tonight. And that's pretty amazing for a center back. So we're getting every bit of that 5th-year senior bonus bump with her performances, and I couldn't be happier for her. She's worked really hard to be in this position.
Not quite what it was last Thursday, of course. But how about Blackburn to Anderson to really kind of break the game open for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, if you look back at our Arizona State game, it was kind of similar. We were frustrated. Arizona State played a really unique way, and we were not super dangerous, but we just kept our head down, kept playing, stayed patient, kept working hard, kept doing all the things to keep them from scoring. And then we got a great corner kick opportunity, and Macy served to Hannah. Hannah scored. It was almost a carbon copy. It was almost the exact same goal, same play, same serve, same 2 people. And then tonight, it was kind of the same. Like, we came out of the locker room like, well, when they had their half with the wind and kind of had some momentum, they couldn't score. So if we can just get on the board, then the style that they wanted to play doesn't work anymore. Like, 1 goal changes their style. And so with Hannah, getting on the end of that perfect cross from Macy, then they had to play differently to get back in the game, and that loosened it up for us, and that was better for us.
You talked about the adaptability of your team, at least from first half to second half. What does that tell you about the overall, adaptability of your team?
It just, there's a lot of trust there, I think. We've given them some things that have worked, and so there's a lot of trust there. And we've given them some things that didn't work, and we were the first ones to go, hey, that's on us. We thought that would work itself out. It didn't. And so there's just a good give and take. They're a part of the halftime. I mean, it's not just us preaching. Now, if we're upset about something, they stay quiet, and we make those parts known. And today we weren't happy at halftime with our physicality. We weren't happy with our ability to hold the ball under pressure back to goal. So that part they didn't contribute to, but it's a give and take in the locker room. And we ask questions, they have answers. They have time. They get 5 minutes of their own time where I hear them trying to resolve problems. So it's not the old school where the coach gets in there and throws the clipboard and says this has to be better, and they all get better. That's fake magic, But so I think that they're just willing to listen, and they're talented enough to be able to put it to use.
Do you have anything else for Coach?
How do you feel about being?
They asked all my questions right now.
What's that?
How do you feel about? I mean, I know you talked about trying not eat the rat poison, but keeping this team focused while having this type of start and just trying to move on to 6.
Well, I think today's a good reality check there to realize there's teams scheming for us, and we're scheming for teams. So when we see a team play, we're trying to do everything we can to limit them. And tonight's opponent had a really good plan. Like, Matt's a smart guy, and they had a good plan. So I think that kind of brings you back to, like, we're not going to walk over anybody in this league. Nobody. That's just how good our league is. And so we have to be really good if we want to stack points on points. And right now, that's what we're doing. We're not talking about any streaks. There's nothing in our locker room talking about win totals or whatever, because there's so much left. Like, that's really the truthful answer. There's just so much left. And if we were 2 games away, we'd all be like, yeah, this has been pretty good. We look like we're ready. But we're not 2 games away. We're many games away. So we just got to put our head down and keep grinding.
Can you talk about the overall environment here? Because it felt a little louder today at this game.
Incredible. Like, all these corporate groups came and bought tents and had the party going. The parking lot was full at like 4:30. You couldn't park, which is amazing. The John Walker of the John Walker Soccer Complex, we had to cone off an area so he could pull into the building he built and watch us play. The crowd was amazing. And it's, Nicole Payne has done a great job with fan engagement and managing that. But just when the team does well, people want to see it, right? And so there's only 3 teams playing right now. And so I think the response from the community, from the Greeks, from the families, and from the youth soccer players, it's like 200 Sting girls here today. So when you get all 3 of those groups coming, you're going to have a big crowd. I don't know, what was the number?
1957.
Woo! It's almost 2,000 people. That's got to be the biggest since 2016 or 17 or something. Yeah, it was awesome. So, and the crowd rattled us the last time. We were like nervous because of our own crowd. Today we were fine. you know, is fine. And we're going to need that because there'll be 5,000 in Provo when we get there.
Anything else for Coach Snow?
Cool.